Hey, Sixers fans. I don't know about you, but today feels like one of those days where there's something for every kind of fan to talk about. We've got one story that's honestly just fun to see and reminds us how much our franchise player lives, every big sports moment. Then we've got another story that could quietly have a huge impact on what this roster looks like when next season tips off. One of today's headlines has our biggest superstar making waves after reacting to an incredible international sports moment that had fans all over the world celebrating. It's not directly about basketball, but it definitely tells us something about his mindset, his personality, and why Sixers fans have been talking about him all day. Then we've got another update that is way more serious because the front office has officially made several important roster decisions just hours before free agency begins. Trust me, some of those moves were expected. Others honestly caught me by surprise. They could tell us a lot about Philadelphia's plans over the next few days. So today, we've actually got two big Sixers stories to break down. By the end of this video, I think you'll have a much clearer picture of where this team is heading as one of the biggest weeks of the offseason officially gets underway. But before we dive into all of that, if you're a real Philadelphia 76ers fan, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. My name is Henry, this is 76ers Daily News, and we're still a brand new community trying to reach our very first 1,000 subscribers. If you want to say you were here from the very beginning with fellow Sixers fans, I'd really appreciate your support. Let's start with the first story because I honestly loved seeing this. While we're all waiting for free agency to officially get underway and wondering what the Sixers are going to do next, Joel Embiid gave fans something unexpected to talk about. He was locked in watching the FIFA World Cup match between Brazil and Japan, and if you watched that game, you know it turned into an absolute thriller. Japan struck first when Kishu Sano found the back of the net in the 29th minute, putting Brazil under real pressure. Then veteran midfielder Casemiro stepped up with the equalizer later in the match, keeping Brazil alive. From there, both teams created chances. Both goalkeepers came up with huge saves, and it looked like we might be headed toward extra time. Then came the dramatic moment everyone was talking about. In stoppage time, Gabriel Martinelli scored the winning goal to give Brazil an incredible 2-1 victory and send the five-time World Cup champions into the round of 16. Joel Embiid absolutely loved it. Right after the final whistle, Embiid jumped onto X and posted a simple but passionate message. Vamos Brasil. It's always cool seeing Joel enjoy sports outside of basketball. We know how competitive he is, and moments like this remind us that these players are fans too. Seeing him celebrating such a dramatic finish made plenty of Sixers fans smile. Now, Brazil waits to see the winner between Norway and Ivory Coast, with their round of 16 match scheduled for Sunday at New York, New Jersey Stadium. Of course, once the celebration ends, our attention immediately comes back to basketball because this is an enormous offseason for Joel Embiid and for the entire Philadelphia 76ers organization. Last season was frustrating for everyone involved. Embiid appeared in only 38 games while managing the left knee injury that limited him throughout the year. The team carefully monitored his workload with minute restrictions and limitations during back-to-back games, trying to keep him healthy for the playoffs. Philadelphia still managed to reach the postseason, but their championship hopes came to an end when the New York Knicks swept them for 0 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. That's a result nobody in this fan base wants to experience again. The front office clearly understands that they have to put a stronger roster around Embiid and Tyrese Maxey if this team wants to compete for a championship next season. That's one reason why the Sixers selected LeBron Fillin Jr. out of Alabama with the 22nd overall pick in the NBA draft. He gives Philadelphia another young guard with versatility, since he can handle both backcourt positions and add valuable depth. Everyone also knows the draft probably isn't the final piece of the puzzle. The expectation around the league is that Philadelphia will continue looking for experienced veterans in free agency to surround Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey with even more talent, shooting, defense, and overall depth. That's where today's second story becomes so important. Before free agency officially opens, the Sixers had several major roster decisions to make, and Mike Gansey and the front office made every one of them. First, Philadelphia exercised Dominic Barlow's $3.4 million team option. At first glance, that seems like the obvious move because Barlow was one of the biggest surprises of last season. There's actually more to this decision than most people realize. Many expected the Sixers to decline the option and instead negotiate a longer-term contract. Instead, the team chose to pick it up. That means Barlow is now positioned to become an unrestricted free agent after the 2026 through 2027 season with a $4.4 million cap hold. According to Spotrac, honestly, Barlow earned this opportunity. He averaged career highs with 7.7 points per game while shooting 53.9% from the field, along with 4.8 rebounds. He started 59 of his 71 appearances after beginning the season on a two-way contract before earning a standard NBA deal. His rebounding, athleticism, and energy fit extremely well next to the Sixers' core. Unless something unexpected happens over the next few days, there's a very good chance he'll have a regular role in Nick Nurse's rotation next season. Philadelphia and Barlow could still work out a longer contract during the season or after it ends. The second decision involved Dalen Terry. The Sixers also picked up Terry's $2.6 million team option. There's an interesting detail here. His salary doesn't become fully guaranteed until January 10th. That gives Philadelphia flexibility if they decide to move in another direction later. This one definitely surprised a lot of people. Terry appeared in only 14 games with Philadelphia, averaging 4.1 points in just over 12 minutes per game. His production wasn't eye-popping, but the front office may still believe in his upside as an athletic two-way wing. Considering the financial risk is minimal, they're giving him another opportunity to prove himself. Now, let's get to the toughest decision of the day. Philadelphia declined Trendon Watford's $2.8 million team option. According to Adam Aronson of the Philly Voice, Watford is not expected to return to the Sixers. That's disappointing because injuries really prevented him from ever finding consistency last season. He averaged 6.5 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists across 53 games. There were certainly defensive concerns, but a lot of fans appreciated the energy he brought and the chemistry he shared with Tyrese Maxey. Sometimes those relationships matter inside a locker room, so seeing him likely move on is unfortunate. The front office wasn't finished there. Adam Aronson also reported that Philadelphia chose not to tender a two-way qualifying offer to Tyrese Martin. As things stand right now, all three of the Sixers' two-way contract spots are open heading into free agency. There are still additional decisions coming as well. Adam Bona's $2.3 million salary becomes fully guaranteed on July 7th. That means the Sixers don't have much time if they decide to make another move involving him. Jabari Walker is in a different situation because his $2.6 million salary does not become fully guaranteed until January 10th. That gives Philadelphia much more flexibility. This is where everything starts connecting. According to salary cap expert Yossi Goslin, these moves leave Philadelphia approximately $17.1 million below the luxury tax threshold. Why does that matter? Because it gives the Sixers access to the full $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception, the $5.4 million biannual exception, additional roster flexibility, and trade exceptions that can all be used to improve this team. In other words, today's decisions weren't just about keeping or letting go of a few players. They were about creating the financial flexibility needed to attack free agency aggressively. That's exactly what Sixers fans have been waiting for. Now, the pressure shifts to Mike Gansey and the front office. They've created the opportunity. The next step is making sure those available resources turn into players who can genuinely help Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and the rest of this team compete for an NBA championship next season.